Hello everyone, and welcome back into another video. Today we're back in Warframe, and this is my first and probably last video talking about Trinity. Because Jade is coming in the next update, and she has a very, let's just say she has a very strong kit, and Trinity in general gameplay won't feel that useful anymore. Although she is still powerful and she still is a very nice support overall. So yeah, let's get into the build and let's see how to play Trinity. Alright, so this time I do not have any Archon Shards on, but I can suggest using some blue shards to increase your base HP. You can also do 2 green shards to increase your corrosive stacks and be able to armor strip. And of course the usual yellow or red shards to increase, for example, casting speed, parkour velocity, or more duration and strength. Those are my Archon Shards recommendations. Let's now see what the build looks like. Now, first of all things, I have Nourish to help our energy economy a bit, to also apply Viral to our weapons, which is nice to have, and the usual more energy, because we like that, and that also goes in combo with our Energy Vampire. When we activate Energy Vampire, we target one enemy, and that enemy will basically become an infinite supply of energy. He's also going to be completely crowd controlled, so we don't have to worry about that enemy anymore. And the damage you see at the bottom, that is true damage, so it will actually deal damage to the base health of the enemies, although that's not the main way to kill enemies with Trinity, but it's a thing you can do. Her third ability, Link, will redirect 75% of the damage we take to the linked enemies. It's nice to have, it's just another way we can prevent damage to ourselves, so pretty good overall. And finally, the ability that makes Trinity, I guess, which is Blessing. You tap the ability, it will restore your health and your shield to max. Just by doing that, it's just that easy. And you also gain 75% damage reduction. It lasts for 25 seconds, so not that long, but it's okay. It's only 100 energy, we can get 100 energy back. The aura I'm using is still charged, but you can use the one you prefer the most. I usually focus on melees, so that's why I'm using Steel Charge. This time I am not using Prime Sure-Footed because we don't need that, and I'm only using Handspring because sometimes it can happen that we actually get knocked down, so being able to recover from it faster is just nice overall. Then we have Adaptation for more damage resistance, Continuity for more duration, Prime Flow to increase our energy pool, Umbral Vitality and Umbral Intensify to increase both our health and our ability strength. Stretch to not completely kill our range, because otherwise we will just have not enough range to, well, do anything with Link, and also do anything with Nourish, and also do anything with Energy Vampire. So, you know, just a little bit of range is nice to have, so that is why we have Stretch, just to fix that thing. You can use Archon Stretch if you are planning on using Diriga as your Sentinel. It's just more energy, we don't need that, but it's a thing you can do. Then we have Rage, or you can also use Hunter Journaling, they're pretty much the same thing. This one provides 5% more to that. It's just another way to gain some energy back. And sometimes we won't have shields and maybe we are out of energy, so taking some damage and converting that into energy, it's just a plus. Finally, we have Narrow-Minded to increase our ability duration even more. And as my arcanes of choice, I am using Molt Augmented to gain 60% more ability strength after 250 kills, and Arcane Guardian to increase our armor a little bit, because 135 is just too low, and with Arcane Guardian we can reach over 1000, which should be around 60% damage reduction if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's pretty damn tanky, and enemies won't usually be able to kill us in any way unless we are very high into like level cap stuff, although there we will just focus on spamming a Blessing to survive through shield gating. And since we have 555 max shields, we have 1.7 seconds of invulnerability after our shields break, so it's just a safe amount, although of course be careful. Although in your usual gameplay, your usual missions, you won't see any any big damage, and this build will just be overkill. Now moving to weapons, I'm just using the ones I liked, and also I'm using those for fashion, mostly because I think they look cool on Trinity, so there we go. But I'm using Strong Prime. These are the Incarnon evolutions if you're interested, and the build looks something like this. It's probably not even the best build, but it's pretty safe to use and it does work very nice, you will see. Then I'm using Furious Incarnon. The Raven is pretty good if you don't have it. As I always say, fire rate is just very nice to have, so focus on that. And finally Glaive Prime, which will just delete everything. You can also use Zoris. You can also use the Serata, you can use the Falcor. I just like the Glaive Prime, but I need to say that Zoris might be better because of the bigger AoE, and also because you can mod it for viral and melee influence, so you know, those two things are very powerful, and yeah, you can do that. Finally, I am using Uniro. We have our first ability that will basically disable all shields in a radius for 30 seconds. Just nice to have. You can just drop that on the ground and all the enemies inside won't have shields anymore. Plus we have Caustic Strike that will reduce armor of enemies inside this smaller radius by 100%, so completely armor strip enemies. It does work 100% of the time, so you don't have to do anything, you just tap your 2 and enemies won't have armor anymore. Alright, that was a lot of talking. Let's actually show the build. So, first of all, we cast our Nourish, we cast our Energy Vampire, we are taking damage. Oh no, I pressed 4, I'm not taking damage anymore. Oh well, I'm taking 75% less damage. I'm taking a lot more damage, I press 3. Now I'm redirecting another 75% of that damage to enemies. And you might see that we are not taking damage anymore. Isn't that nice? We can also, you know, of course, use our Energy Vampire. Press 4 if we ever need to, because this build is probably one of the tankiest builds out there. You can probably also keep Eclipse on top of this instead of Nourish, and we'll have another 75% damage reduction, but I don't think it's needed. I think this is pretty good. I don't think you will be able to die in general gameplay. Plus, if we do this, we also gain 40 seconds of status immunity, so that's why we don't need Prime Redirection even more. Because, I mean, we already don't need it, because we already have status immunity, but even if we needed that, through Uniro, we just forget about it. Just do this once in a while, we armor strip enemies with R2, and they just become wet marshmallows. And yeah, we take care of them. We have Nourish to apply viral to our weapons, deal more damage that way to health if we armor strip enemies. And yeah, we just delete them with our glaive. I think it's a very satisfying build in the sense that you are using all your kit, you're using your Warframe, mostly all your weapons, you are using your operator as well, which is just nice to have in general. And you're pretty much using all your abilities, so it's pretty cool. And our pet will help us spread some viral and diseases around the map, which is even more incredible. Oh, by the way, since I am using melee exposure on my glaive, if you want to build the stacks on this weapon faster, just spam your 1. It won't cost that much. You can spam it 4 times very easily. Plus, all our abilities don't have that long of a cooldown, so usually you'll be able to keep all your stacks. Just keep an eye on the top right here on this number. If you see the duration being low, just cast your 1, will refresh the duration. Not a big deal. And yeah, we just delete enemies with our glaive. Alright, that is pretty much the build. It's a very tanky build, a very comfy build. It does have ways to deal with tougher enemies through armor strip and shield strip. It does provide buffs to your allies as well through Nourish, Energy Vampire and Blessing. So if you want to use this build in co-op, you can still do it, even though with a smaller range, Nourish and Energy Vampire will not work that well. Although yeah, it's still pretty good. As always, I'm including 10 minutes of survival. You can watch it or not, it's just a showcase. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Trying to over. I wish that you would come and give me something to prove. Won't you pull me closer? I think that I'm obsessed with everything that you do. I'm waiting.